Tunggu kejap ya. 10 minutes. If somebody else joining. Okay. Alright. Kesavan mentioned me that he will be a little bit late, so I think I just start. I say three of you already. Today, I told you right. I'm at the building, so I am at Sabah. If later my line breaking, let me know because I think the line is not really stable here, but that's why I turn off the camera as well. Okay, so I'm going to recap what I did with Kesavan, right? Maybe ada yang tak sempat tengok ada ni. We use this as the reference slide, right? This is the reference slide. I just scroll up a little bit. Right? I just scroll up a little bit. I will take the source code, and then I will put it at the end. Right? So if you want to update your code or anything, right, you can refer to this source code as well. So we did a lot of things last time, but if you remember, right, I also have this right, I, as you know kan, I sometimes I post things on Facebook about trick and tips. So Raj dia motivate me with his questions last time, right? So I bila lama dah tak update. So I have these things that I'm preparing. So you guys get preview for tomorrow, right? I plan to post it tomorrow, but you guys get the preview first for this. Check internet quite near a little bit. Okay, so these are the things, or the basic things that you need to learn when you do Flutter. So dekat dalam this slide, for example, if you remember, not only Flutter, any mobile application, what we did last week, we concentrate on one page. We were introduced with widget asas. All right, so if you see my page here, we were introduced with widget asas. If you remember, right, there are three types of widget asas. There are three types of basic widgets. The first one is layouting widget. All right, layouting widget, the one that center, column, row, and everything. And then the second one is the one that you use, all right, to show a widget, to show or take action. Right, the other one is like styling widget, right, color and everything. Right, so these are the three widgets asas that you saw in the first week. But last week everything remains on one page. Right, kita tak ada 2-3 page to the everything was one page. That was last week. The last exercise that we did last week was BMI calculator. Right, so that was the last exercise that we did last week. All right. And then today, basic calculator, I put BMI calculator. But if you want, right, there's another. You can try and have a look. Right, I Google, I nampak. Oh, basic calculator is something that you can do as well. Macam calculator kan ada kotak. Just like your calculator app, you can try. Imagine how it looks like. Today, right? Not today. This week, our focus is on multiple page application. Alright, when we talk about multiple page application, dia dah have multiple not one pages, right? In the example that I did with Kesavan last week, our app is the same app that you did on React Native, right? The same app that you did on React Native. Our app has 4 pages, right? We have the home page, right? The main page, the home page. And then after that, we have this one button on top, right? I think I missed drawing it. One button on top right. Right. This is the add button. When the add button is pressed, is going to this page, right? And then user enter the information, right? After user enter the information, this info, the item that is entered here will be added inside the to-do. But we have not arrived this part yet. All right. What we did is we just press add. All right, and then it goes to this page that we already created. Kesavan and myself already created last week. I think kita orang terlupa, right? Do you know what is this yellow thing, right? So I will just put there. So let's say that quiz, right? You have the next class there will be a quiz, so because we always do quiz on the third class. So if let's say that you have a quiz, all right, your application, all right, your application has a yellow black box at the bottom, right? How do you fix it? All right, how do you fix it? All right. So this let's say that you have this kind of questions on your exam, right? And then normally dia punya error tu is what? Not bottom overflow, right? The keyword is overflow, right? Overflow. How normally you fix it? You fix it by adding single child scroll view, right? Myself and Kesavan, I dah perasan last time, but I think we were like, tak apalah, nanti kita betulkan. We were quite saturated as well because he was alone kan. Bila dia belajar seorang ni, dia lain sikit dengan belajar ramai, right? Because I make sure that he did it, right? I make sure that he did it. Then only we move, right? Kalau belajar ramai kan, okay, 2 orang buat pun dah jadi kan. So last time, it looks like we are both of us are saturated. So I let it go first. So but this is how we fix it, right? So inside my add page, okay, kan ada putih, ada kuning ni, right? There's a yellow thing. So how to fix it, right? If you already have the code, you just add single child scroll view. Yeah, so on the padding, it has to be the main, the top. All right, alternate enter. Grab widget single child scroll view. All right, single child scroll view. All right, let's save it. I think after this, all right, I think after this. So I will press add. All right. Ada lagi. Did I save it properly? Let me see if I save it properly first. Okay, save sekali. I think I didn't save. Okay. Did I put on the right? I think I did. Okay. Sekali what I mean I pun kelabah little bit. Did I put on the right page? Did I put on the right page? Yes, I put it on add.dat. Alright, I put it on add.dat. Save it. Or maybe I just play it. Sorry, I think I didn't play it yet. Alright, play it first, run it first. Okay, so I press plus. Okay. Now the yellow thing tak ada. I think it's scroll. So that's kebetulan kebetulan when I demo it to you, I saw it. So that's we only did that, right? We only did that A, and then press ni, add new item. Nothing happened yet. This is the objective of today, which is I want this to go back, all right, and then it will be added at the bottom, all right. And then of course you know local storage, all right. So when you did React Native last time, you learned about local storage. If you remember what we did previously as well, yang ini mock data, right? Myself and Kesavan, we start with doing a mock data. After that, now we are going to use the real data. Today, the objective is to delete all this and then to make sure that you are able to add the real data, right? And then it's going to be safe, and then you can also delete and everything. So that's the add page. So I will recap one by one. I will recap one by one what we did. So when we did a multiple page, all right. So we went through this thoroughly last time, all right. So last time masa kita buat, when we did React Native, we have a folder which is called components, right? So that's what we did when we did React Native. For Flutter, right? I created a folder, right, which is called widgets, right, which is called widgets. So last time components, now widgets. And then sama juga, right, same thing as React Native, one page, one file. All right, so I have 4 pages here, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why you see 4 files: add, detail, edit, and home, right, because I have 4 pages there. Right. And then yang ini, alright, yang ini, last time, if you remember, masa kita buat last week kan, I think Diana or something kan dah buat STLESS. I said, oh, I'm sorry, it has to be STFUL, not STLESS, right? So basically, so I went through with K7 last time. In case I'm telling this, in case you have not had a chance to watch the video. Kalau you watch the video, then okay, it's going to be a revision. But I'm telling you, in case tak sempat tengok video, so that's why I'm recapping this with you. Alright, so there are 2 kind of widget, right, in Flutter. 2 kind of component. If you like the word component which is coming from React Native, boleh pakai component. But if not, there are 2 kind of widgets in React Native. The first one is called stateless, and the second one is called stateful. Stateless is the one that you do STLESS, right, plus STLESS plus stat, and stateful is the one that you do STFUL plus that. All right. So what is the difference? All right. So nanti when you build the UI, all right, when you build the UI, every time that you build a UI, you akan tengok, all right, normally there are two things. If the page only shows information, right, without having a state and changing a state and a variable, a state, right? So if the page only being used to show information without editing, without having or changing a variable, right, a state. A state here ni, you bayangkan sebagai variable. Most of the time, it is a stateless page, right? It's a stateless page, right? So this is page to show information. A stateful is a page that will show and manipulate, right, and change the value of the data. All right. So this one, all right, this one is called stateful. So senang cerita kan, macam alamak susah ya, how it's very difficult. Senang cerita, I give you some tips. All right, I give someone some tips lah. So right now, I give you the tips. If inside the page there is an API call, it's a stateful. All right. If inside the page they have a form, it might be a stateful. It is a stateful. So that's the reason why hari tu you have to use stateful for the BMI calculator because of the slider. Alright, because of the slider is manipulating the data of weight and height. Alright, sebab tu that's the reason dia ada macam a slider is a part of the form. Right, a slider is part of the form. So that's why you have to use stateful last time for that. And then if a page, right, if a page has getting a data from local storage, it's a stateful as well, right? So kesimpulannya, right, kesimpulannya, I went through with Kesavan, right? Add dot dat, right, is stateful plus tab. Kenapa? Because it has a form. Right, all right, and then we have edit dot dat. We did STFUL STFUL plus tab because it has a form. All right, home page we did STFUL plus tab. Why? Sebab when the page is loaded next time, kita tak buat lagi ya. When the page is loaded, we will get data from local storage, right? So that's the reason why it's a stateful. And then detail.dat is a stateless stat. Why? Because we only show data passed from the previous page. All right, that is why it's a stateless. All right, so that's you can tengok lah kan. So if you see the page, right, if you see my code, nah, you can actually kan, your class pun tinggal 2-3 minggu lagi. So your class pun tinggal 2-3 minggu. So you saw also that I ni kan, you saw also that I did the summary ya, excluding of today. This actually nanti yang tengah jam tadi kita buat 3 jam sini lah. So there's setengah jam yang I lambat. I thought I was late, but I was early, but I don't want you to wait. So that's why start and nanti I put it here. Alright. So sebab you dah nak habis, alright. The important is you understand the code, alright. So tak apa, after this, when kalau you termiss class or something happen, I understand because some more is end of the year, early of the year, end of the year. I also terganggu juga end of the year, early of the year. You copy paste tak apa, alright, you can copy paste, but you have to understand it, alright, that you have to understand. So you see page by page. Oh, that's the reason at the top here, alright, is a stateful. Right. This is the reason why this is a stateful, because of the form. That's the reason why it's stateful, because of the form. This is the reason why it's stateful, because at the moment tak apa, at the moment no need, but the reason why it's stateful is because of later, right, it's going to be to get data from local storage, right? For detail.dat, it's showing data that is being passed from the previous page. Okay, then myself and Kesavan, we did scaffold for each of the page. All right, and then ini ni in main.dat, all right, we remove the normal code, right? If you remember kan main.dat we remove the normal code, but this time around we import, all right? We have this. Biasanya kita buat dekat sini normally we did it at the bottom, okay? But now we don't do it at the bottom, right? We do import dot slash widget slash home dot dat, and then we call it here. We call it here. So this is how you start creating a multiple page project. Okay, so any question for this one? So let's say that after this kan, if you remember kan, my exercise will be the same. My exercise will be the same. After this, what Harry Potter kan, Harry Potter app, alright. If you remember kan, Harry Potter app is still using the concept of multiple page, right? Because the first page you have the search bar, you have the what to search and everything. The second page you have the information about the movie, right? So nanti when we use Harry Potter page, try to use this page as a reference as well. Okay, so this one we went through together. Then, all right, the first topic is multiple page. All right, the first one is multiple page. The second topic that I did with Kesavan last Monday as well is navigation. All right, how to go from one page to another page. Sekarang, hari ini pun, so hari itu pun I told Raj as well, and Raj was asking how to do freelance and everything. One of the skills that a freelance need to do is to read documentation. All right, so every time now, okay, because Flutter, the beauty things, there are two things lah. Satu is because Flutter documentation is very good. That's one thing. But at the same time as well, at the same time also, it's keep changing. All right. Somebody asked me, sir, what book you want to buy for Flutter? And I said, no need to buy a book. Just read the documentation. Sebab by the time you buy the book, Flutter is only Flutter 1. Tiba-tiba jadi Flutter 2. And then by the time you buy the book, then it becomes Flutter 2.2 lah, 2.3, 2.3 or something, right? The books keep, the Flutter keep changing, but the book remains the same. But if you understand how to read the documentation, then you just copy paste from the documentation, right? So this is you will notice now, right? Most of the page now, I will put documentation at the bottom. Right? So this is the documentation how to open a new page. If you remember last time, it was navigator.push. Right, navigator.push for Flutter. All right. The easiest one is going to be like this. Navigator.push context material page. So this one, I think I put it here. Tak ada, I didn't put it. It's okay. I put this one. Sorry, I already put it. This one, navigator.push, context / material page route builder context and page. All right, so this is the code. Always the same. It will always be the same. Nanti bila you buat your Harry Potter page, the code will be the same. The only part that will change is this part, which is the file name. All right, if the file name is called add page, then add page. If the file name is called detail, the detail page, then that will be detail page. All right, if that's apa-apa, then this is the file name. Right, so this is the code. The code is slightly long. It's not navigation.push and everything. It's slightly long, but tak apa, right? If not, you just copy, you open this every time, copy paste sampai you hafal. And then don't forget, you need to import app.dat at the bottom, right? So let's say that in this page, all right, there is a link to app.dat. All right, I have to put it here. In this page also, there is a link to detail.dat, so that's why you see the import here. We just do dot. Okay, so that's navigation. And nanti you tengok balik the previous page, the previous link and everything. And then what we did as well, okay, we add we add a plus button here. All right, we add a plus button here. That's why you have this page, right? This page, which is what we call the anatomy of an add bar. All right, so add bar itself is a widget. Kan? Add bar itself is a widget. In a widget, normally there will be a property. All right, the property that is in add bar. The important one is leading, title, and actions. All right. Leading is to add things on the left part of the add bar. All right. If let's say my add bar I want to add. Biasanya orang letak hamburger kan for navigation drawer, or people add hamburger menu here. So that's leading. If I want to add things on the right part, that's actions. Whenever there is an S, maksudnya apa? Whenever there is an S, maksudnya I can add more than one things. Alright. For example, kalau you tengok your Gmail, if you look your Gmail, right, you have more than one button. Right. You have more than one button on the right side. So you can add multiple button on the right because of the word S, but you can only add one things on the left because there is no word S, right, the title at the bottom. Right. So that's what you see, right? The code that we have on add.dat. Right, inside our add bar, sorry, not add.dat, home.dat. Inside home.dat, we have an add bar, we have a title home, and then we have actions here. Actions here is the one for the right buttons on the add bar. Is for the add button that you see here. Okay, it is an icon button. Right, the icon button will show the icons.add, and whenever the button is pressed, is going to open the add page. Right, so that's the add bar, right? The add bar. Annie is creating the UI. Hari tu macam kes macam yeah, dia pun tak ingat how to create the UI, so I help him with this widget 3 ya. It's called it widget 3 ya. Dalam padding ada column, dalam column has all this, right? And then we start to do together, right? We start to do together, and then jangan lupa whenever you work with text field, whenever there is a text field, there are these 3 steps that you need to do, right? So after we create the UI together last time, we created text tiga text field, which means there will be 3 text editing controller, and then I relink it, right, to each of the text field. We link it to the controller, and then we put it here. Later, what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that this information will be added to the array. Okay, and then last 2 things that we did. Last 2 things. I take another 12 minutes for maghrib lagi. Tadi kita start pukul 7 sebelum maghrib. Now it's 7:45. Supaya Dayana ada. Can maghrib as well. I musafir tapi we stop for Mudayana as well. Alright. So this one, what we did is we did list view. Alright, list view. What is list view? List view is flat list. Alright, flat list. On reactnative you call it flat list, but on sorry, I do again. On Flutter we call it list view. Alright, sama sahaja, right? The same thing as how we did in reactnative. We start by creating a list of mock data on top of the page, right, which is here. Cuma ni I think it's the same code, right? It's the same code reactnative and Flutter, except for reactnative, Flutter wajib, or it's compulsory for you have to have a semicolon. Right? Kalau reactnative letak tak apa, tak letak pun tak apa. Alright, but for Flutter it is compulsory for you to put a semicolon. So that's the thing that we remarked last time together. Once we did the mock data, right? Once we did a mock data, we went to this link. All right, so that's what you see. From time to time, most of the thing also I give you documentation, and then from the documentation we take the second one. Bukan yang pertama, tetapi yang kedua. All right, so this is the one that the data will be shown from the data, right? So the code that you need to remember is this, all right? So list view dot builder, how many items are there, right? Item count means how many rows are there. How many rows are there? If I have 3, then it will be 3. If I have 4, it will be 4. Right? Basically, it will be the length of the array. Any other ones? Yeah. How many items are there? It will be the length of this array. Okay. Yes, Raj, what was the question? What is the question? Ada apa? Bagi item builder, right? And then you have item builder here, right? The code will always be the same. The things that's going to be changed is only this part, right? What to show for each row, right? This one is how many rows are there. This one is what to show for each row. Okay. Yes, Raj, what is the question?
So I want to ask why we add the what they call the warning sign after the what they call the position and then open close square bracket
Okay.
and then
The warning sign is optional. This is what we call first unwrap for optional. Okay. It's called first unwrap for optional. All right. So why do we add it? All right, why do we add it? At the moment, all right, at the moment, okay, Raj, I takut you, I don't I takut you, I takut everyone pening kepala, right? I takut everyone pening kepala. We will answer this next week. All right, I will answer this next week. So I will just put here, remind me to answer this next week. Remind me to answer this next week. All right, sebab I takut you pening kepala. But every time let me give you a rules, all right? Let me give you a rules, and then next week I will explain it, but I will explain it next week. If you have this, which is an object, all right, let's say that you have an object, all right, you just remember every time you have an object, so name Zafar, all right, and then you have like age 30, all right, and then location, all right, bagi. So this is what we call an object. This is what we call an object. You know it as an object lah, right? You know it as an object. I think that it's called map now. I think it's called map, all right, in Flutter. So everything, let's say that this one is var user, or var user. So one rule is every time you have this, right, if you want to get the value of an object, if you want to get the value, it has to be like this, right? But why next week? I will tell you. Right, next week I will tell you. So that's the reason why you have exclamation mark, because I have an object here, and then I want to bring it out. So that's why I put exclamation mark. But why I will tell you next week. All right, the real theory behind it I will tell you next week. Okay. So actually kan, when we did nanti you tengok lah, because it's only written text, alright. When it's only written text, nanti kalau if you watch the video, it was quite buruk tau. The first UI that we did, I was checking in case server is on or not. The first UI that we did, it was very ugly, right? That's why we use what we call list style, and list style is even nicer because I don't think React Native has it. All right, and it's not like Flutter. Flutter has it. Right? So list style is a widget that help you to create a row in a list view. So you take out all this, you can create list. You can create a row macam ni. Right? You can create macam-macam benda yang you dah buat. Alright. If you want to add it, so you have to understand the anatomy, right? So you heard a lot of my word anatomy of a list style. This is called dia macam add bar tadi. This is called leading. Alright, this is called title, this is called subtitle, this is called trailing, bukan actions. Alright, this is trailing, right? So leading, title, subtitle, and then trailing. Right, you have the notes here, the title, subtitle, leading, trailing, and then there's another one which is called on tab as well. Alright, so yang dekat bahagian, right, on on the list view part, right, it was how buruk it was on the first time, and the second time it was changed to something like this, and that's where you get this kind of results. Alright, and then nanti masa you buat Harry Potter apps, right, you will use this style as well. You're going to have this kind of UI, but I think for Harry Potter apps, we can show an image. We can show an image on the left side. We can show an image on the left side. Ini ada gambar. Right, for the Harry Potter image, we can show image on the left side. Okay, ada satu je benda lagi I buat dengan K7, and after that, and lepas tu I will continue, alright, I will mana semua. But let's stop now 20 minutes. I tahu kita start lambat tapi saya cover balik. Let's stop now 20 minutes. Why I do 20 minutes is because in case you want to continue with me, I already shared you the link, so you can create a project, or you can create a project. You call it to-dos, or you can download my project pun boleh, tapi tak sure jadi ke tak. You can just create a project, call it to-dos. You create this one folder. You create this 4 files. Jadi copy paste, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that's why I stopped 20 minutes today for now. Alright, so any questions sebelum kita break kejap? And then I akan terangkan how we did with passing data, and after this we will continue with this exercise. Okay, tak ada soalan, we will I see you back at 8:85. 8:5. Alright, so because I want to give time in case you want to copy the project, in case kalau dah buat apa, right, in case you want to copy the project, I will give time as well. So 8:05 minit kita jumpa balik. Okay, so slow Okay, so kita dah sampai list view, alright, dah sampai list style. So I think let me tambah balik the recap. Alright, the recap, the objective, alright, the list view and then have actual list style. And this one is passing data to second page. And there's another topic, passing data from the second page. Alright. Okay, so this one, after myself and Savan last time did the list style, alright, kita buat macam biasa, when we press this, it will go to the second page, right? It will go to the second page and it will shows the data on the second page, right? It will shows the data on the second page. It's not, you lie there are the steps, right? To do that, there is a steps, right? There is a step that we need to do. Listkan this, actually this yang ini kan, you kena, I'm not sure, I bukan apa, orang kata angkat bakul sendiri kan, angkat apa, masuk bakul angkat sendiri, but I think this is very helpful. Some of my students kata the steps are very helpful, so you try to don't lose this slide, alright, don't lose this slide, maybe after class kan, you never know kan, after class or something kan, don't lose this slide. Cuma the step, everything has a step, right? So I will explain to you how to pass data to the second page, to a new screen, right? We have the sender. When we talk about passing data to, wait, my friend want to go out. I want to ask him something. Sekejap lagi betul internet tu masih tak lalu lah. Cakap dengan dia, internet tu masih tak boleh masuk. Sama juga. Cakap dengan dia kalau besok kalau ada ni bilik yang ni tukarlah. Kalau boleh hari ni tak apalah, besok kan kalau ada yang elok sikit internetnya tukar. So kerana swap bilik kan? Swap bilik. Kalau tak kami tak sambung lagi. Susah sebab apa? Cakap sebab kami datang urusan kerja. Kan cakap kami datang urusan kerja kan, nanti boleh cakap dekat konfir ya? Nanti kalau ada cakap kat bawah. Cakap je lah kat dia kan, sebab kami datang dalam kerja tak boleh ni, tak boleh nak meeting. Okay, sorry, because the internet of the hotel is quite very slow. But I know they have a nicer internet room. That's why I asked my friend to complain a little bit. Okay, so when we talk about passing data to a new screen, alright, kita ada penghantar data, the sender of the data. So you see the word sender here, alright. The data that we want to send is this. Okay. And then we have the penerima, alright. We have the receiver. The receiver, the file that akan menerima is actually detail.page, detail.dat. Right, so the sender is home.dat. The penerima is detail.dat. So how do I do? Number one, in receiver, you will create a variable where you are going to store the data and also create the constructor of the page. Okay, so mana itu? Di manakah ia? So if you look at my page, I have number one. This is how you create the variable. And number two, this is how you create a constructor. Right. You might ask me, what is a constructor? All right, that might be your questions. But for me to answer that, I will need you, or if you want me to answer that, if you want me to explain that within the last remaining 6 classes, can. But before that, all right, I need you to do the readings, the homework. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So before I explain that, all right, I need you to read the 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is the PDF? Last time. Eh, wait. Oh. Alright, sorry. Okay, so now we are calm because they are gone already. Okay, so if you, for you to know, for you to understand, and I think it's important as well, for you to know, all right? So you need to read. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read this already, all right? Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, all right? Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of the chapter, all right, one of the chapter is called object-oriented programming, right? One of the chapter is called object-oriented programming. And then I think this is one of the basic things that you need to know as well, all right? It's quite theory, but you need to know as well. So I think it's chapter 3. You have this OOP. Dekat dalam OOP, all right, you have this thing visual constructor, all right? So homework, I will just put it there. Homework read, all right, for you to understand this, all right, read the book chapter 3 on OOP, right, for you to understand detail kenapa ada constructor and everything, right? But this step will always be the same, right? The step here will always be the same if you want to pass data from one page to another page, all right? Step 1 is inside the penerima, all right? You will add that 2 lines. After you add that 2 lines, inside the sender, all right, inside the sender, you will pass data as the second parameter, all right, which is here, all right. I'm going to pass to do square bracket, position, all right, as a parameter, and then that parameter is called to do item, right? So that's what the step number 2, all right. And then step number 3, in receiver, create the UI to show the value. Last time we do navigation.get, right? But this time around, I do directly to do item name, to do item place, and then to do item description. Right? Ini sama juga, because it's a curly bracket, because it's an object. That is the reason, right? That is the reason why ada exclamation mark. Ada exclamation mark. Yang lagi detail nanti I akan beritahu. Okay, I gave K7 a homework last time, which is to clean up the UI. All right, I asked him to add some space. All right, and this is just revision from the week 1, to add some padding. All right, and of course, all right, to add some style. Okay, font, all right, font. And then that's review, that's apa, homework. Hari tu kita habis pukul 10, but he was alone, right? So habis pukul 10 tu is consider lama juga, so that's why I gave him this homework for him to do. Alright, so this is the answer. Alright, font color blue, color blue, and then font size 20. Alright, any questions for this part? So you will keep seeing this again, alright? You will see this again at least when you do API call next week. Alright, next week you're going to do API call. API call mesti kena buat any exercise. You have to do API call, and then after that, if I'm not mistaken, if you have time, we will do Firebase together as well. And then of course, you will see multiple view application. Okay, ada soalan? Okay, if there's no questions, another small revision, because as I was doing the style tadi, alright, so I was doing style, macam, I think I want to change the font, right? I think I want to change the font. So if you want, right, you can, right, you can add just a small revision, right, small revision on I'll put here lah, because Kesavan hari ni pun tak ada. Oh, Kesavan already there, right? Kesavan already there. Small revision, all right, on font, all right, on Google, on package, all right, on package. So one of the package that is available for you is Google Font. All right. So if you want to change the font, all right, sebab because the homework that he has to do, all right, itu I nampak. The homework that he has to do last time is to style a little bit. If you want, you can change the font. All right. So there is this package which is called Google Font package. All right, Google Font package. So I can put this here. Right, I put it here as well. All right. So I put notes here. All right. We can add Google Fonts. All right. Inside our project. All right. From PubDev. All right. The reference is here. Okay. And then if you remember, right, how to add this inside our project, number one, all right, you will see what you need to change on PubSpec. All right, normally it's inside installing. So inside installing, right, you will see this Google Fonts. Where do you add it? Hari itu soalan ujian, the ATC ujian. We have it as well. All right, we have it as well. So you go to pubspec.yaml. Under pubspec.yaml, cari perkataan Cupertino, right? And then we learn already. Cupertino is actually a city in San Francisco, where Apple Office is. Alright, we learned about this last time as well. Masa kita buat revision, right? So once you did that, you do this, you press pubget. Pubget means I want to install this. Okay, Saban, actually since you are here, and actually masa you tak ada, just now you were late. Kita tak buat apa tau. I will just recap what I did with you, because I worried that some of them tak sempat tengok video. So this is the only, this is the continuation of what I did with you. You didn't miss a thing. Alright, you didn't miss a thing. Alright. Okay, masih lagi so lambat sikit. Okay. Okay, once I have done that, then I'll check example lah. All right, I check example. All right, so how to use Google Form. I check readme. Last time I say cakap pergi read example kan, but example I think is quite complicated. So we go to readme. All right, we go to readme. Normally dia ada contoh. All right, to use Google Font with this default text style. All right, I will do Google Font. This is Google Font style. I letak je Google Font.lato text style. So how do I do ya? So kita tengok, just compare, right? So let's say that dekat detail page tadi, right? Dekat detail page tadi, alright. So dekat detail page, alright. This one So text to do item name, right? Text to do item name. So tengok boleh compare, right? So this is text, Style, alright. I have style. So instead of letak style, text style, I should put style Google style. So Google style. Sebab kita bandingkan kan, Google font, Google font. The name of the font, for example, Lato, Google font, Lato, and then tambah ni text style. Then I put the text style here. Alright, so that's dia terangkan that's you do you compare sebelah-sebelah, alright, you compare sebelah-sebelah and then you try to decrypt it. Alright, you try to bandingkan dia. Alright, so once you do that, alright, tak ada beza je. Oh no, what did I tell you? Every time we change on pubspec.yaml, we have to stop and play. I cannot play directly. So every time we do pubspec.yaml, we have to stop and play. Okay, I berhenti kejap sampai 8:30, alright, because I saw K7 just came. If he want to set up, if he want to try everything, so let's stop for a while until 8:30. Alright, if you want, alright, you try bahagian the Google font part. After this, then we're going to do the sending data, alright, from second page to the first page, and then the data will be added inside the list view, right?
Cikgu, I boleh share screen?
Okay.
Okay. So you can see merah kat sini.
Google font. Dah buat pubspec.yaml already did? Oh, okay, pubspec.yaml, process finish with. Tengok pubspec.yaml. Go down. Okay. I think, alright, I think. Cuba naik atas. Alright, cuba naik atas. Do you have import package Google Font something? Ada tak kat atas tu?
Kat sini ya, sir?
Inside detail.dat. Tak ada ya?
Tak ada, sir.
Ada because my Android Studio edit automatically, yeah, because of Mac.
Okay.
Tak buat. But I will paste to you the import. Alright, just add import. I paste on Slack. So you letakkan dia dekat dalam code, right? My thing was added automatically just now. That's why
Okay,
you
sir.
nampak.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think Mac punya beza ke macam kan, but it was ni ada beza sedikit tadi. Okay, my thing is still running. Alright, the thing is here. Raj boleh cuba ya, boleh cuba stop. Once done, once dah hilang merah, you can stop and you can play.
Sir, sorry, can I see the coding or what?
Kan boleh kan okay kan? Okay. Oh, alright. Okay, this one ya.
Oh yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you need to style lah, you need to style, right? Just for styling, so that dia tak apa, dia tak alright, tulisan berubah lah. So if you remember, right, we did it in module 1. That's the first thing. Alright, that's the first thing that we did. The first class, right? If you remember the first class on module 1, we did a lot of things, right? On the first class, that's the first thing that you learn about Google Font. All right, you learn about all this. These are all the Google Fonts. And if you remember, I said, cuba try something that is very obvious. All right, Oswald, for example. So let's say that you want to use Oswald. All right, let's say that you want to use Oswald this time around. All right, so tadi the example is in Lato and the example is in Lato. Now I want to use Oswald, for example, for the second one. So tengok balik ya, bandingkan. So Google Fonts dot Oswald Oswald. 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 And then, all right, text style, all right. Then copykan dia, cutkan dia, and then comma. All right, so that's how to proceed. All right, so that's how to proceed. Ni Google Fonts, Oswald, whatever the font that you want to use, all right, you put after the word Google Font. This is the Oswald. So let's say that you tengok Google Font, you find something that you're interested in. Noto Sans, for example, kalau dua perkataan macam mana? Dia akan rapat. Alright, if it's two words, dia akan rapat. Noto, right? Noto Sans, right? Yang Sans tu dia besar sikit, right? So that's how you can use any font from Google Font inside your project. All right, so this is just revision for package. Alright, package tadi apa K7 tak ada kan, so kita hari I did this so because I started, once I started I pun buat lah, right? So one of the basic things that you need to master: installation, basic widgets, stateful and stateless, navigation, and package. Right? So that's the package part for ni, right?
Hi sir, if I
You want to share screen? Can share screen? Yeah. I need to
no, I mean if I want to import any fonts from the Google Fonts, do I need to use the command import or?
If you want to import, you only import Google Font. You only import Google Font.
Okay.
So the import to always the same. Import step always, it's always this import. Dia bukan, you don't import the font, you import Google Font. It's slightly different than what website. Every time we do what website, we import the font. But with Flutter, we actually import Google Font.
So that means I cannot use any external font, the fancy type punya font.
The fancy type can, but the way to do it will be different. It will not be the same as Google Font anymore. Right? It will be slightly different a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, it's going to use assets, and then you get everything from the assets. We didn't even learn how to get image from assets yet. Nanti I akan tunjuk lah, right, how to get image from assets. Okay, so now the idea is I want to press add. All right, I enter this information. After I enter this information, all right, I press add new item. This item will be added here. Right, so that's the idea. So let's dia bukan tadi just now. I recap with you guys, and I will recap with you guys just now about passing data to a new screen, front to back. All right, front to back. Betul ya? Front lah ya, home. Home tu yang depan. Belakangnya detail lah. So the belakang detail. Home depan, belakang detail. This one is passing data to new screen. All right, new screen. back to front. All right, back to front. All right. So let me clarify like this. Now, all right, we have sender. Siapa yang menghantar? Penghantar. All right, the sender is at .dat. Okay. And you have the receiver. Siapa yang menerima? Penerima ialah home.dat. Right, so penghantar at .dat, penerima home.dat. Okay, so in that case, macam I cakap, reference documentation, right? Send back data Flutter, right? So it's return data from a screen, right? So this is the main reference, alright. Kenapa I bagi every time why I give link? Tadi pun kesawan takut tertinggal, because code might change, alright. When if I copy paste inside the slide, alright, if I copy paste inside the slide, mana tahu kan after 6 months you want to try, the code might change, right? An example is button, right? If you see my magic slide last time, kan, I copy paste and then code change, right? Because Flutter 1 line, Flutter 2 line, right? But if I give you the link to the documentation, all right, then normally they will always update the documentation. So itu pun menjawab soalan. People ask me what book to buy. Don't buy book, all right? Learn how to read the documentation. So this is the link to the documentation, returning data. So yang ni terbalik, ni lain. The sender is the second page. Penerima. Alright. So how to do it? Inside the sender, the is my breaking. Yeah. Okay, I try one more time because it getting ni. Nanti kalau dari I try again. Okay, so kita buat satu ya. I check ni 10 balik. So kita cuba ya. So in sender, alright, in sender do navigation.pop. So kita buat sekarang. Let's do now. Alright, let's do now. So over here, alright, I'm going to pass on @dat. Alright, I'm going to pass on @dat. So inside @dat, right? When the button is pressed, when the button is pressed, I will do navigation dot pop, huruf besar. Navigation. Where? Kenapa dia ni? Macam dia gambar. Navigator. So navigator, and that I want to pass back. So this one is new item, right? New item. So let var new item equals to name, all right? Name controller dot text, and then I will have place controller dot. I will have description, all right? Description text controller dot text. Yang ini single quote and then new item. Okay, boleh cuba, right? So this is passing back the data, all right? Passing back the data. So that's step one. Okay for this one? Okay. Okay. Alright, tunggu kesabaran ni. Dua orang macam like Elvis ah. 2 out of 4 ni. Okay, number 10. Alright, that is the first step. Alright. Second step, inside the home screen. Alright. I will add macam ni. Alright, final result await. And if you remember, I say every time you do await, you put asing. Alright. Ini macam reactnative lah. So. All right, so I will have over here inside my code, inside my home.dat, I will have here, sorry, dia kena dekat add page. Alright, add page, add is here. So final data equals to await. Yang ini ada async. Alright. Final data await navigator.push async. And then I will do a print. Alright, I will do a print data here. I will just do print data. Jadi you akan tengok. Alright, if you get something on the logcat, it means everything is okay. Okay, so this one, if everything is okay, alright, if everything is okay, I letak ni what will happen? I letak ni, for example, have pizza, right? Have pizza margarita, right? And then Pizza Hut. Alright, I press OK, right? Add new item, alright, it will hilang, alright, it will hilang. So it's already an improvement, dia hilang. And then at the same time as well, alright, inside your logcat, I already teach you as well, alright, if you want to filter, you filter to_do, you should see whatever that you add here, right? You should see whatever that you add here. And then I terus, alright, I just lengkapkan, alright, I just lengkapkan. Then over here, I will set state. I will to-dos dot add data. All right, to-dos dot add data semicolon, yang ini I buang. Alright, so once I add that, I think set state I can, if I'm not mistaken, set state I can stop and play. Right, let me do that. I think I'm pretty sure if I use set state, I have to stop and play. Let me do that now. Fail to install. Alright. Okay, cuba ya. I think it's running already. Press OK. Tak ya. It's not a subtype of type map string. String. What was it? Says to do at to do ads. Let me try one more time. All right, stop. Play. Okay, kenapa dia ni? Okay, I think dah run balik. One more time ya. How we try. Okay, press add new item. Ada juga. Same error. Why is like that? Internal link hash map is not subtype of map string. Oh, sorry. This one is not data. All right, this one is not data. This one is data. Sebab I tinggal satu lagi benda. Data new item. Data new item. So data new item. Okay. I think I got it. Data new item. I tinggal satu benda. Exclamation. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, right, this is the code, right? Just now like sama juga. Check on new item. I think I need this line of code back. Okay, sekali lagi. Press okay. New item. silap baku lagi. Okay. This is double quote new item. Double quote new item. New item. This okay, this one I think it should be press okay, press okay, item should be the hotel sucks, so I just go to lobby. Yeah. Okay, sorry baru Ahmad lobby, harap internet. I think I check tadi okay sikit, 180 or something, tapi bilik ni memang tak boleh buat apa. Okay, let me continue right. Cuma ada background noise a little bit lah, right, because no choice. Ni. Okay, so tadi, right, add dot I made a mistake here. Kena ada double quote new item. Alright, so I will pass back new item as data. Alright, and then the key, right? The key is double quote new item. Alright, so that's add dot double check there. Okay, once done, I will go back to ni tadi. Alright, I will go back to home.dat penerima. So inside the penerima, receiver, so asing, right? I added this one, final data await navigator.push. Alright, every time I add await, I have to add asing here. Then I will add it inside the array. Alright, set state to do the add data new item. Alright, so this part. Okay, cuba tengok. Whenever once it's done, it should be added. Alright, it should be added. Okay. Okay, line 38 ni actually just now I added for debugging. Right, line 38 I added for debugging. Actually boleh buang juga I don't need it now. Okay, tadi ni kita recap balik. Alright, so that's how we do ya. So in sender, do navigator.pop context data. Alright. In receiver, alright, you will receive the data. You will retrieve the data. Alright, and then add async await. Alright. And then, alright, you can manipulate. Then, I tak tiga lah. Then, you can manipulate the data. Alright, manipulate the data. So, the sample code for this one, alright, the sample code for this one is yang ni kan, alright. So, this is the sample code. Ambil code kita lah, alright. I think code our code is small ya. This is the sample code, right? So on press async, alright. So yang ini just big dia macam reactnative juga. So whenever you have async, you await, you have async. This one there, and then you can manipulate the data. So the thing that I do here, alright, the thing that I do here is I add it on the table. Right, I add it on the array. Right, so this one the add. Dia bukan push, right? So slightly different, sama tapi tak serupa. Right, so in Flutter, right, we use add instead of a push. Alright, and then just to add this one, alright, this is called a list, right? In Flutter, this is called list, right? Instead of array. Alright, so that's it. Sama tapi tak serupa. Alright, almost the same. 70% sama, concept everything the same. But sikit-sikit, alright, slight difference. Okay, and then you will face the same problem. Alright, you will face the same problem. Ni okay. But what is the same problem that you face every time you stop? Alright, every time you stop, and then you press play, all right, the data is gone. All right, so I think you understand why this happened, because there is no persistent. So this is the new vocab. So persistency, all right, persistency in programming, all right. I didn't know. I think this is one of the interview questions. So persistence in programming, all right, means storing, all right, inside the data, all right, means the data should always be available, right? Even upon restart of the application, upon restart of the application, right? So that is data persistency, right? So if I stop and play, right? If I stop and play back, the data will be gone, right? I tunggu kejap sebab I rasa Kesavan tengah update code juga. Sambil kita tunggu kejap and see what the thing. Alright, no, tadi dah tak ada. Alright, tak ada. Alright, so this one, alright, kita tengok I already put it here inside the agenda. We're going to use local storage, alright. It's not local storage, right? It is local storage, but inside Flutter, right? Inside Flutter, it's called shared preference. Alright, so it's local storage because we know it as a local storage, but the name is shared preference. Alright, so I berhenti kejap sampai 7.25. Alright, so because I rasa macam Kesavan dia tak cakap okay pun. Right, I think he's still updating his code. He's still updating his code. But siapa yang dah sudah, I want you to, for those who have done, alright, add this package inside your project. Alright, so for those who have done, add this package inside your project. Alright, so 7.25 kita sambung balik. Okay, so sambung kejap. So pubspec.yaml, alright, pubspec.yaml, I go to this thing, I get the installing, alright, dalam installing shared preference 2012. Alright, once I have it, I add it bawah Google Font this time around, alright, and then I press pubget, right? So that's how I import the file. Lama. So the current Dart version is because it's good management, which require this one I kecilkan. I think this is version problem. Alright, if anyone has a problem, let me know. I think I will just kecilkan ke 2.08. No, just do 2.07 maybe. Okay, so if you have, you let me know if everything is okay. Kalau ada problem, bagi tahu I, so we can find the number for you. My number is 2.07. I'm not sure what's your number. Alright, it depends because of macam hari tu then ada problem version. Alright, you let me know if everything is okay. Kalau tak, I will find the number for you. Kalau tak, you cuba 2.07. Right, if not, you try 2.07. Okay, yang lain tak ada problem ya? Yang lain tak ada problem. Okay, so readme ada contoh. Alright, so this is how I get it. Alright, so shared preference. So shared preference. So this is how I retrieve example. How I retrieve the value. Alright, this one is retrieving the value. Retrieving the value. Load file. Alright, the value. Load file. Okay, I kat lupa kena. So this is pref get int. Any number int lah ya, int. And then to save is set in. All right, one is get, one is set. All right, so the saving, all right, saving the value. So this is to save. All right, so this is retrieving. Yeah, ini saving. All right, so retrieving and saving. All right, so macam mana nak buat? When will we save it? We will save it every time. So kita kena decrypt ya. So when will we save it? We will save it every time there is a change. We will resave our to-dos every time there is a change in the value. Alright, which means after we push it. Alright, after we push it. So let me tengok balik code ya. I think I have to berfikir kejap. Okey, sekejap ya, saya cuba. Right. So dekat sini, I think macam ni ya. I think I have to do like this. To do add data new item. Alright. Then I will do I will get this data, this thing, the thing that I get from the slide. Shared preference, with shared preference get instance. Okay, kena import. Alright, so import shared preference dot dot, and then pref dot set string. Alright, the key is to this. This one is JSON decode. JSON encode. Alright, JSON encode to this, and then last kali set state to this. Alright, so semicolon. Alright. Macam ni ke ya? To this. I ingat lupa. Okay, let's try. Okay, I will do press OK, add new item. Something is wrong. Wait, I kena buat nanti ya. Print to this. I tak berapa confident kat sini ya. Oh no, sorry, because I use sorry. I have to stop back kan sebab I use set state and pubs apa shared pref apa. Ni, okay, let me try one more time ya. Okay, kita tengok ya. Let's try one more time. Installing. I tengok salah I ke ataupun sebab tak stop tadi. Because this part I ingat lupa. But this one I'm pretty confident it is. This part I'm not sure. I macam, how was it? Alright, press OK, add new item. Alright, so that's tadi sebab apa? Tadi sebab I tak stop lah, alright, because every time we do set state and pub spec we have to stop. Right, press OK, dia akan masuk. Alright, so can update first, tapi dia tak jadi lagi tau because we have not load. Alright, after this we need to load. So dia tak jadi lagi because it has not load yet. So I will just buat macam tadi, screenshot and then share with you, and then at the same time I will project as well. Let's give it another 10 minutes and then you let me know. Kalau dah sudah, you let me know. Right? Don't worry much about the code. Kalau I will screenshot. But I think at this level kan, I will not be the source code with you. So after this, of course, I will share the source code as well inside. No, I will push to GitHub as well. Because this is like high level already. Bukan macam mula-mula. Okay, what I'm going to do, alright, what I'm going to do now, sebab kita sambung je terus because I know that you are still copying everything but there is no way for you to verify. So the only way for you to verify is after you add this code. Alright, so after you add this code, then only you can verify it. So the code is init state here. Alright, so you have init state. Init state here means when the page is loaded. Alright, after the page is loaded. So init state. So we will load, right, the data, alright, in init state. Alright, so which means after the page is loaded, alright, after the home page is loaded, then I will for example I will load the data. So after the page is loaded, I will call the function load data. So dekat sini I will have function, I will call the function load data, alright. And then I will create a function load data. So I will create the function load data here. So void load data. What the function load data will do, it will try to retrieve the value. So I ikut je balik the code that I shared on the slide on this page. So await pref, this one, right? This get the value, right? So masuk dekat sini. Alright, so ni ada await. Alright, why await? Right, I have async here. So int data, alright, int data, it's not int, it's string data, alright, string data equals to pref get string data, alright, get string data, alright. Sorry, this one is not data. We save it as to this. Alright, so if pref.strings data, pref.strings data, alright, if not, alright, if not, this is equals to empty string probably. Is equals to square bracket. Sorry. Up. Oh my god, how to do it? Geramnya aku. Okay. Up. Can you assign this one is the value of local variable. Get string data is not equals to null, maybe. Yeah, I kena fikir kejap. Let me think back how they do preference data. Let me think back because let me think kejap for a while. So string data pref. Okay, we do this. If pref.strings data is not equals to null. Okay, so string data, right, equals to pref dot string to this exclamation mark, and then set state to this equals to JSON encode data. Yes, sorry, JSON decode, JSON decode data. Okay, this is the code to load. All right, this is the code to load, exclamation mark. I will try one more time. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right, so I will just copy this first. Oops. I will just copy the code here. Alright, I will just copy the code here. I cuba sekali lagi. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do. What can we do now? Alright, what can we do now? If you want to verify, okay, I can buang semua data-data ni. Alright, I just delete all this data. Alright, so the data will be gone. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop and play. Kenapa kena stop and play? Because there is a set state. Kita ada pakai set state tadi. Alright, so stop and play. Okay, so if everything is okay, banyak pula is insufficient memory pula. Banyaknya masalah nak try. Okay, I think it's still let's press play. Alamak. Alright, if you have this kind of problem, what you should do is you kena macam I buat ni ya. You kena wipe data, kena stopkan dulu, alright, close the emulator, wipe data and then you press play balik. So if sometimes it's happen, kena bersihkan emulator. So I wipe data. Okay, dah kecil kan? Press play. Okay, after I press play, after I press play sorry. Still loading. Okay. Okay, one more time. Salah. Okay, try one more time. Ay, kenapa dia tak load pula? Weh. Dia ni, okay, tak apa, I tutup ni. Alright. Hujung-hujung ni dia banyak sangkut pula. I don't know why this starts to annoys me already. Aduh. Astagfirullah. Okay, I will just create a new emulator lah menyakitkan hati. The thing is start to menyakitkan hati a little bit, so I will just create a new emulator. Kena download pula bang. Wait. Okay, press next and then finish. Okay, I press play. Okay. No apa jadi. Something is problem lah dengan ni. Okay, I cuba ni lah. I cuba iOS simulator. Dia lebih kurang aja. But I don't want to waste time kena restart tahu benda and everything. I think I should restart my PC. But I don't want to waste time. I will just verify. You can I rasa kod tu dah betul lah tu. Alright, the code almost correct, but I want to verify and show it to you. But okay, I cuba pakai iPhone ya. I cuba pakai iPhone.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, how to convert to iPhone? Is it like we use our own interface? Is it?
You can ada Mac. Once you have Mac, automatically it will come out.
Oh, okay.
You can ada Mac.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Dia tak payah buat ubah apa pun, automatically it will come out. But you have to have Mac lah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, jujur iPhone je lambat sikit lah, right? Pakai ni semua. Okay, so jaga mula kosong jaga mula kosong. Ya, ayalah makan malam. Okay, it will be added. Alright, so ini macam tadi. Alright, so now melawat KK, alright, bring team member. Alright, so KK, add new item. Alright, so then what I'm going to do, alright, I stop. Alright, after I stop, I press play. Okay, and then the data remains there, alright, because this is the part where we load the data, alright, part where we load the data, alright, this is the part where we store the data, this is the part where we store the data. Okay, so that's, yeah, I verified that is okay, alright, I verified that is okay. You cuba kejap, I wait you for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then if, and I push the code as well, so while you are doing it, I push the code as well, and then you verify, if everything is okay, that's it for today. Kita jumpa next week, alright, so double check, alright, double check the schedule. Tadi I start lambat sikit, alright, I start lambat, so this one I will do 3 hours, so this one 3 hours, alright, so double check, alright, this is the remaining class. We have API and Firebase yang tinggal So let me update the code on GitHub, lepas tu I will wait for you if you have any problem with these exercises. Nanti kan, you akan tengok balik tau, okay, I tak nak terangkan, right? I don't want to explain. Why I don't want to explain? Because you remember tak hari tu masa you buat async storage, we did this one test. Alright? I want you to buka balik the test that we did, the soalan test yang kita buat tu, you buka balik, and then you study balik. I'm going to ask you on the next class. You're going to do another, macam biasa, because I think you guys ni, actually I think you guys ni kena ada teori tau. So I think I baru perasan lah when we did module 3 kan, I think you guys from time to time need to have the theory part. So the next time we're going to do the quiz lagi we're going to do the quiz, and you will have the questions from this part. But if you want to study, you baca balik soalan. Hari tu kita ada buat kan soalan reactnative ni, because you see that sama lah, JSON decode dekat sana pun ada JSON decode, right? JSON encode dekat sana pun ada JSON encode. So I don't want to explain anything yet. I want you to have a look at the questions that we did last time with reactnative, and then you akan tengok hari tu pun ada soalan kan, kenapa dia null, alright, ada soalan kenapa dia null and everything. So I want you to check back that exam questions. Lepas tu you make sense of the things that we did today, alright, and then next class I will give you the set questions from Flutter, and then kita akan bincang waktu tu, alright. So let me give me another 2 minutes to push the code, and then I will wait if you need any help with your code, and then that's it for today. I see you next week. Sorry, so give me 2 more minutes.
Hi sir, can I ask a general question?
Yes, yes.
Sir, once right now we are doing a UI, right, the front end. Then are we learning on the backend to store the data, all this?
The one that you are doing now is storing the data already. Alright, you already learned how to store the data, but the data that you store is local data. Right, local storage. So that's what you are doing now. So maksudnya, what does it mean local storage? Maksudnya dia hanya disimpan di dalam phone. It is stored inside the phone. What is example of apps yang macam tu? Biasanya address book, alright? Address book actually kalau I suruh you buat address book, the one address book that you saw, you should be able to do it, right? Because address book is an example of an application that the data is stored inside local storage. Apa lagi contoh that you can do? My friend came to me. He want to calculate the number of dia petani kan, number of crops dekat dalam petani, dekat dalam apa? Dekat dalam ni lah, dekat dalam ladang. Alright, the reason why it need to be stored using local storage sebab dekat dalam ladang tak ada internet. Alright, so actually it's inside the farm in ni lah. That's why they need it to be stored inside local storage. So that's an example. Alright, crops apa benda tu? So this one ladang app. Alright, to store the data, to store the hasil inside an app. Alright, this is an example of apps that using local storage. Okay. You punya soalan ialah, so this is data, but the data that we have now is
the backend.
Alright, the backend part you kena ingat tau. Alright, we did something on module 2. Okay, module 2 mungkin you tak berapa clear, so you need to check back what we did on module 2. When we did module 2, we created an API. Alright, in module 2. Okay, maybe next time I want you to, what API that we do? Do you remember what API that you do in module 2? Sebab I think masa module 2 tu sebab because the faiz semua tu is very laju sedikit kan. So why not now? I think you pun dah tangkap sikit. Right, why not now you look back at the previous notes video, try to see back what API that I did last time. Right? So that's the back end. The back end is the API that we did last time, last 2 months. Okay?
SQL.
I know we did last
SQL.
time we did using MongoDB. Can we did MongoDB, Mongoose and everything. MongoDB, Mongoose.
Okay.
API, right? REST API.
Yeah.
So that's that one. You tengok yang tu. Next class we going to connect to the API from the app. From the app we will call the API. So that's next class. So you can see how it's going to be called from the app. Okay. But I think I rasa kan, you might need to revise back your creating API part, right? You might need to revise back your creating API part. There is this article, there is this brewery Mongo REST API. Okay.
I might need your help later.
This one, alright, kalau you nak ni K7 kan, tapi minggu ni I busy sikit. Minggu ni bukan nak busy, minggu ni I ada team building. So that's why you see my connection today dia teruk. Alright, and then for the next 7 days dia akan teruk juga. You buat dulu, you read this article. Alright, you read this article. Kita buat 1, 2, 3 tau last time. Alright, masa I buat the slide that I did tu, actually I follow this article. So that student dia senang nak revise. So you baca dulu artikel ni, you try to redo back. Alright, you try to redo back. Slowly you try to redo back. So this is nak revise balik yang module 2 hari tu. Alright. And then if you have any problem, maybe next Thursday lah, once I'm in KL, you can contact me. Macam biasa, we can do like 3 PM, 4 PM thing. Alright, so you baca dulu artikel ni. If either you try, make sure you try before you book my time, you try first. Alright, so that's the commitment that I need from you. And then kita boleh buat revision lah 3-4 petang je. But next week Thursday. Wednesday tu I baru balik, next Thursday lah. Alright. Okay, so this is the reference. Those who need untuk API, you do this. You do this. And nanti I share, once you have done this, I can share with you another video that I have untuk MySQL on Laravel. But that's I nak you habiskan kelas ni dulu baru you explore Laravel. That can be after class. Okay. Okay, so what's Raj, you need help?
Yeah, I share screen now, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I did follow the code as much as I can, and then pas I restart, dia hilang.
Okay, press stop. Okay, cuba tengok balik code to save. Mana code to save home.dat?
Home.dat.
I tengok ya, save, JSON decode to do, this is turun bawah masa you save. Turun bawah. You tertinggal satu line lagi tertinggal. Navigate apa dekat situ, you ada tertinggal yang code untuk save tu. Let me share with you the code I use. Alright.
Yang mana sir? I missed out.
Apa? Ni I type kat Slack.
Okay.
I type kat Slack. Ada dua line tertinggal Kita tengok je daripada tu. Actually I already uploaded my code to GitHub if you need to get it from there as well.
Oh, okay. So I just follow as per the GitHub then, sir.
Boleh. Tapi arrangement matter dia tak boleh suka-suka hati buat set state dulu or anything. Arrangement matter.
Actually, set state tu sekali je kita kena call ke atau dua kali, sir? Dia ada satu kat sini.
Set state bila you nak refresh the UI. So masa you load, you refresh the UI. Masa you add item also, you refresh the UI. Set state means refresh the UI.
Oh, okay. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, saya punya ada problem.
Okay, boleh tengok?
Okay, sekejap.
Okay, cuba tengok yang merah bawah tu, naik ke atas sikit.
Yang JSON encode dengan decode ni.
Oh, import dekat atas. So import naik atas. Import dat double dot convert. Space single quote dat dua titik convert. Okay, itu. Same. Alright, cuba.
Kenapa saya tekan save tapi dia tak keluar yang kan selalu ada loading color hijau tu.
Oh, sebab dia dah kill, kena tekan pilih play hijau tu. Dia kena sebab dia tak boleh run kan tadi kan. Dia dah kill dah the thing.
Okay.
Okay, saya unshare you punya screen, takut nak ni apa-apa.
Okay. Alright.
Tak apa, you cuba lagi, alright, if anything needs anything, I can stay here. Let me, registration.
Cikgu, so the next class will be next Thursday, yeah?
Next class is, sekejap, let me check. Rasa macam next Wednesday. Wait ya. Sepuluh, 12, 19. Next Wednesday. Tadi masa I cakap actually Wednesday tu apa? Ada kelas. What I meant is if you need help tak boleh hari Wednesday. That's what I meant. Sebab kadang-kadang Kesavan he ask for help outside of class. Kadang-kadang kalau I tak jawab I feel bad. So that actually Wednesday means class as usual. But if you need help, tutorial, ada soalan, then you ask me on Thursday, not Wednesday. Sebab Wednesday tu I need flight, I will arrive around 1 PM and then I just settle. And then class macam biasa ya. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is the next class.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, ada tak macam group dekat this is something out of the this one. I mean like something like a group where all the developers get to know something like a round table ke macam tu JavaScript developer ke. It's like a meetup gathering kat Malaysia.
Ada Facebook group last time I tunjuk kan actually.
Yeah.
Kan actually I tunjuk sikit but if you want really specific pun ada.
Face to face ke gathering.
They have. Last time they did. JS. Last time dia ada buat dia ada buat meetup and everything.
Okay. And personally, cikgu ada pergi tak macam ni semua?
I bila ni KLJS, bila you rasa I nak pergi? So that's one thing. Right, when do you think I have time to go? But I think I lagi suka pergi benda-benda macam apa, kadang-kadang Google did something, AWS did something, I would go there lah. I would go there rather than the meetup.
Normally,
No offense, but normally no, bukanlah I ni. Normally the meetup is done after work, and of course you know where's I'm after work. I'm with you guys. But after class, after this you can go lah. Normally the meetup is done after work. I think there's one more is Hacker Collective, but I'm not sure now they pay or not. Yang the guy is actually dulu dia mengajar juga dekat BAC. This one also they sometimes do meetup and everything, but this one is after work. I don't think you need to go. I don't think you need to pay for another class, right? I don't think because I'm not sure if you are aware with tutorial hell. I already last time also I did dulu I suka lah buat infographic, all this infographic kan. I like to do it last time. Bila ada masa, bila tak ada masa I tak buat lah. And then hari tu you tanya soalan, I buat infographic. So the problem, there is this thing which is called tutorial hell, which is actually bukan ayah reka. So you can look at it, alright. Is written by people and everything. So what is tutorial hell? Tutorial hell is you keep want to learn things. Lepas buat tutorial ni, you buat tutorial. Lepas buat tutorial ni, you go to this class. After you do this class, you go to this class. After you go to this class, you go to this class. After you go to this class, you buat Udemy and everything. So that's tutorial hell. So a lot of junior developer have this problem, right? Dia buat tutorial boleh, but when we ask them to do something from scratch, dia tak boleh buat. Alright, so that's the problem that we have. So I don't think you need to go to any other classes after this, alright? But I think you need to create projects, alright? So I think one of the thing that I said is macam ni kan, you know how to do to-do now, right? So sekarang cuba tutup balik, buang. Cuba buat to-do tu balik, don't watch video, alright? Try to do. Can you remember the start dari mula sampai akhir? Alright, so let's say that hari tu kita buat BMI calculator kan. Now you tutup mata, tutup buku, tutup everything. But kalau you buka reference okay lah, alright. If you open Flutter documentation okay. Alright. Ni sekiranya mempunyai masalah, elakkan menonton video. Alright, cari jawapan di Google, documentation, forum atau Stack Overflow. Try to see if you do the same exercise. So you practice, you do the same exercise. And you tengok, kalau you boleh buat without looking at video, that's actually one step going out of tutorial help. Right? So that's I think you don't need to go to any class, Udemy ke benda. I think you just need to practice so that you can do it. You ada tak buku ni? I think I berapa kali I shared this. I'm not sure. I think berapa kali I shared this book, JSE book. No, I saw it on your website last time as well. Bila you dah ni, alright, this is an example lah. Bila you dah boleh buat, bila you dah boleh redo the project, without looking at my video, then you can start to do from scratch, right? So you just, and then sometimes you see kan benda ni berulang tau, the to do lah, semua orang buat, everyone do the same thing. So you buka balik, or everyone is using weather kan, we do weather kan, okay, can you do this, alright, can you do this by yourself, ni memang betul, start from scratch. Can you do this, to do pun ada, can you do this, this is actually the to do app, alright, but they call it bar task tracker, ada ubah sikit, can you do this, so that's what you need to practice, right, to start from zero, from zero. Okay, source code updated. Alright, if you need help, you let me know. Alright, you let me know. You know that the internet is very slow here. So kalau kejap lagi I tak reply, I will try to reply lah whenever the internet is okay. But kalau I tak reply, just you understand it's because it's very slow, right? So you can just keep slack me. But well, for the next few days, my internet is very slow lah, right? So that's kalau if I need to check code je susah. Kalau if macam jawapan yang macam ni okay lah, but kalau kena check code tu je lapar kami masa sikit. Alright, so that's it for today. Alright, so I see you